This meeting is being recorded.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you are. This is the part 6 of the Become cTrader Master webinar by TopFX. This is my pleasure to welcome you here today in this webinar room in order to learn a little bit more about the copy trading. So this cTrader copy is fully integrated cTrader feature and a flexible investment platform that allows copying trading strategies as well as providing one's own strategies for copying by other traders. It's an easy to use, reliable solution with a clearly defined fees system and a transparent strategies information and the history that offers an easy copying mechanism for better trading experience. So this is what you should do to open the copy, the cTrader copy feature. As you can see, I'm using the cTrader main screen with the big chart in the middle, left panel, right side panel, as you can see. So if you want to copy, enter the copy feature, you have to click here on the copy button. Once a trader is logged into the cTrader web application with the cTrader ID, you can, of course, you can proceed to the copy section. You can check the available strategies, compare the history, details, and fees, allocate the funds, and start copying any of them, or in just basically 2 clicks of a mouse. All the strategies can be discovered and copied from the cTrader copy main page without any long-term commitment, and any trader signed in with cTrader ID can invest in a strategy as long as the broker basically offers the cTrader copy. When you will be using this cTrader copy, you might encounter some kind of a very specific terms. So let me just first explain some of the terms I will be using here. Strategy. What is strategy? Well, it's aggregated actions of a trader provided for copying to investors under certain conditions. So who is the investor? Investor is a trader who allocates a certain amount of funds from his trading account for copying a strategy under a certain conditions in the process called investing. So what's the copy trading account? So this is the account created by allocating a certain amount of funds from a trading account for a copying a strategy. And a strategy provider is a trader who provides his trading strategy for copying by other traders. So the general logic of the cTrader copy, actual copying mechanism is that the trader can allocate a certain amount of his funds to copy a specific trading strategy. The allocated funds from the investor's account are moved to a copy trading account, which is a separate trading account under the same cTrader ID that can be used for only for the copying the specific strategy. One can understand the copying ideas. Idea is as an investment of funds in a trading strategies under specific, of course, condition. A strategy provider executes trades from his trading account, and all of the followers that are called investors that are following the strategy automatically copy all of the trades, generating their equity depending on their copy trading accounts, equity and leverage based on the mechanism which is called equity to equity model. So let me just explain briefly what is equity to equity model or equity to equity ratio. It's very, very, very simple. So the copying model of the cTrader copy is based on the equity to equity ratio, which means that the volume of a trade that will be copied is defined according to the both strategy providers and the investors' equities. According to the equity to equity copying model, a volume can be copied for a trade by a copy trading account. It's calculated the way that, for example, I won't give you any sophisticated math. I will just give you example. The strategy provider equity at the moment is, for example, $4,000. Okay, the investor's equity is $1,000. So the provider opens 4 lots for trading in any direction. The same in the same time. The investor will open 1 lot for a trading, right? So this is the equity to equity ratio. Why this is being made in a cTrader copy? Because of course, different traders have a different equities, and the strategy providers have a very often quite a large accounts from which the copying mechanism takes place. So this is why the equity to equity mechanism had been, of course, introduced. The prices of the provider and the follower differ because because of the different trading conditions and the execution time. Normally, those are the milliseconds, so the difference is really marginal, if any. Okay. Of course, in this way, the platform automatically adjusts the volume of the positions copied by an investor according to the withdrawals of the deposits of both the provider and the investor. So all of the withdrawals or deposits are taken into the account, and position size are kept relative to the amounts that each party has invested. All the strategy providers' actions within the strategy are being copied automatically by investor. Of course, for example, if the strategy provider modifies the existing positions within his strategy, for example, it closes half the positions, then such actions will be copied to the investor's account as well. But note that in some cases, some of the strategy steps will not be copied by the followers. For example, if there is not enough funds on the investor account, or if an investor doesn't have a trading instrument that the strategy provider is operating with, for example, right? So let me just basically give you a brief introduction about the other topic, which is of course the thing that that it comes when it comes to the account and the strategy profile. So with that, after this short introduction, let's start with the account and with the strategy profile, because every strategy has a profile page, right? This is the area where the investors can come to review the strategy and its performance in detail. So these profiles can be accessed from the strategist list by going directly to the page or going directly to the page by using an URL. The strategists in the list can be searched by the names using the advanced search box found in the upper left corner. So you can find the strategists here in this box. The list can be filtered by the account type. For example, you got all accounts or demo or live, but the return of investment, any more than 5%, less than 5%, 10%, 20, 50%, and of course the time, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, or all of that. At times the other thing here is that the demo copying is allowed or not. So if you click here, you can see that all of the strategy provider that allow the demo copying are now included. So let's just tick that off. Of course, to filter the risk, select the required value from the drop-down menu, and then of course click search. If you need more features, there is more features button here, so you can have the strategy age, of course, the management fee. We will talk about it in a brief details in a minute. Performance fee, volume fee, we will talk about it, don't worry. The copiers, for example, how many copiers is there, and why this is important, because one strategy might be copied by maximum of 400 basically copiers. Copying capital life, of course, up to 1 million, and own funds invested into the account from 0 to more than 1 million. You can of course reset this value, or then if you are happy with this, click apply, and then you will search for the specific strategy provider. Both investors and strategy providers can view their own profile by clicking on an account in the account list, of course, on the left. The accounts list in the list can be searched by the account number in the advanced search box in the left corner. So if you know the number of the account, you can find it here as well. Several features available that allow you to filter the strategies based on your preferences. Okay, so the ROI, percentage, time frame, and the other. The more features have been just talk about. If you click here, you got the more features. However, you can still sort. You can sort these results. Sort the strategies, basically the result of your searching, which are the strategies, using different criteria, right? So the available the sorting methods are the following. For example, you can sort it by rank. The strategy rank is a proprietary method used to rank strategies in a comprehensive way, taking many parameters into consideration. For the calculation of the strategy rank, the following strategy parameters are considered, like ROI. So the more recent ROI performance is weighted over the historical ROI performance. Equity-based ROIs. Trade duration consists of the number of the trading days, for example, number of the profitable months, and the risk, like equity drawdown, the risk reward ratio, of course, the invested fund, the numbers of the live followers, the own funds, and the fees. Okay, so the rank, everything of what I just said it basically depends on the position in the rank when you sort it by the rank. When you sort it by ROI, for example, let's click it by the ROI, return of investment. This is this kind of sorting that shows you the ROI of each strategy for the selected period, right? So the strategies are sorted from the highest ROI to the lowest ROI for the selected period. Then the next kind of sorting result is the copiers. So the amount of live accounts following the strategy. Strategies are sorted from the highest amount of live accounts following to the lowest. And of course, the last one is the copying capital on live account. The amount of the live capital following the strategy, and the strategies are sorted from the highest amount of the live copying capital to the lowest. And of course, this is the menu that you can use to basically copy this to sort the results by the different value, rank, ROI, copies, and copying capital. Strategy providers. Let's talk about the strategy providers. If you want to follow some of the strategy providers, let's sort the results by the rank. So let's go back to our first screen, and you can see that you can select the strategy from the strategies list. This is that list, of course. Yeah, you have the strategies here to expand the profile. Okay, so at the top of the strategy profile, the following information is of course is provided. There is a strategy name. Okay, there is a cTrader ID of the strategy provider. Right, there you go. There is strategy all of the time, ROI percentage. There is total number of pips. The strategy one, for example. The number of copies following the strategy age from the moment of the of started or being basically provided, and there is own funds invested in the strategy, and the leverage used, and the minimum investment required to enter to follow the strategy, right? So if you click on this, right, so what you got is exactly all-time ROI, pips generated, for example, here, how many copies is here, and the strategy age. So those are the things displayed on the menu when you click on it. There is, of course, a panel of the strategy description, right? So this is the strategy description, and if you click here on the strategy provider, let's say the ID, like here, for example, the cTrader ID, you can see more data. You can see, for example, total copying capital, which is the total amount of the funds traded from all of the strategies of the provided, which is right now here, as you can see here. Active since, right? Since there's the date. Average profit, all-time copiers, of course. That means the total number of the copiers that follow the strategy since it was created. Current copiers, right? So the total number of copiers that are following all of the provider strategies at the moment. And active live copiers right now is number of 26. Of course, you can add this strategy to the list of the favorites, right? To add the strategy to the list of the favorites, you have to click on this start here. If you click, there you go. This strategy has been added to the favorites. And of course, if you want to see your favorite strategies, as you can see, I got only one. And you can click on the menu here next to the strategies, right? So I got my favorite strategy, which name is different. Let me just take a look if everything is okay, if everyone can hear me, and if everything works good. So I will just need to click back to the webinar menu. Yeah, is everything okay? No questions? No, nothing? No? Okay, yeah, everything looks good. So let's go back to our webinar. Okay, so what do we have here? We got some strategy statistics, right? So let's just dig into the strategy statistics. Each strategy profile contains a section of charts for the fast and convenient tracking of the strategy data. If you want to, see all of the strategies, you need to scroll down, yeah, to view all of them. And the following charts basically available on the strategy profile. There is a ROI, there is a monthly ROI, there is equity volume breakdown, and of course the copies. Yeah. So if you, I'm just click on it. So um, if you hover around here, there you go. You can see all of this strategies. If this data. Of the strategies, if you click here, you got the more detailed view without going into the strategy, right? So what we should talk about if we want to dig a little bit about the strategy, the strategy statistics, of course, is, for example, the ROI. So if you click here on the chart, right, you can have the ROI in percent, and this chart displays the time on the x-axis and the ROI percentage on the y-axis. Okay, so this is the return on investment, ROI, return on investment, the strategy has generated during the chosen period related to the account balance, and the strategy had at the beginning of the time period, right? I hope I saying this right. This is, for example, this is only one month strategy. This is 1 week. So for the 1 week, the ROI is 58%. For the 1 month, the ROI is 328%. The ROI chart is updated daily. So when your account becomes a strategy provider, your ROI chart will be updated every 15 minutes. The other chart is, of course, the equity. And the equity, of course, this is XS, the equity chart plots time on the x-axis and the cash value on the y-axis, and it shows, of course, the changes in the account equity concerning the account balance over the chosen period of time. So, for example, during the monthly, the last month, for example, chart, as you can see, this is the balance. The yellow line, the green line is the equity. The gray area is the minimum maximum equity, and the little dots here, I think not dots, maybe triangles, green and red are the deposits, green withdrawals, red. So this chart is particularly important to understand the strategy risk factor and how much drawdown can be expected. We'll talk about it when we going to go to the section of the how to choose the strategy. Okay, so basically this is the other menu, the details, and the basic strategy details are displayed here. So what currency is being used here, what is the leverage of the strategist account, and what are the conditions under which you need to meet these conditions in order to open to start copying this strategy. So the minimum investment in the US dollar, of course, is the minimum amount of funds required to be allocated from a trading account to a copy trading account to start copying the strategy. The funds cannot be withdrawn from the copy trading account if the results in the equity falling below the minimum investment while the strategy is being copied, right? So please remember this. Performance fee. Performance fee is the amount of charge for copying the strategy on the net profit made. There's a management fee and there's volume fee. So we will talk about these fees in a separate module. But please notice the fact that you can find these fees under the details window. And of course, there you got the ROI monthly on the chart that displays the return on the investment the strategy has generated on each month since the account was started. As you can see, this account is has started like 3 months ago, 70, 350, and this month 36%. And you have, of course, the summary section. The basic financial statistics of the account behind the strategy are displayed here, and you can view the net profit, right? You can view the profit factor, which is the ratio. Let me just explain. The profit factor is the ratio of the total net profit divided by the total net loss of the strategy. So it's 1.6. Percent profitable, so the number of the winning trades divided by the total number of the trades. Maximum balance drawdown, so the maximum percentage of the balance drawdown. Starting balance, of course, it's used. Current balance, obviously equity, of course. Deposits, as you can see, deposits are here. Let me just scroll down. Deposits, withdrawals, margin use, and since when the account is active, the date when the strategy was provided for copying. The other window is the performance window. The performance chart displays the percentage and the number of winning and losing trades for the selected time frames. Right now, we are looking at the monthly, and you can see that the winning trades is 71.9 winning trades, or all in all 627 trades, and the losing trades is 28%, 245 losing trades a month. If we switch to daily, much more data is being shown here, right? So that's pretty much self-explanatory. And if we break down a little bit lower, if we break down the strategy even further, and if we scroll lower, we got the volume breakdown. The volume breakdown pie, right? This is the pie chart. Displays the symbols that were traded, their respective volumes, and the percentage of the total volume traded on this symbol throughout the strategy. It's important to take note of whether the strategy provider is trading the same symbols as those that are available everywhere else. So if we talk about the pie chart, you can see that in this particular moment, in this particular strategy, the trader likes to trade the US tech, which is, of course, US tech is the Nasdaq, so it might be different across the different brokers. So that's why you have to check it. So this is the Nasdaq US tech 100. There you go. The second most traded symbol is the XRU USD. Of course, it's a gold. And then there's the German 30, so the popularly called DAX 30. Then the other one is the British pound to Japanese yen. And then let me just take a look here. You got the one, the other. The other I can't find what it is, but the other is responsible for only 0.48% of the volume traded. And of course, you got all of the statistics that can be found here. If you break it down to the weekly, for example, this pie chart, if you break it down to the weekly, you got completely different results here. So 1 month, weekly, and of course, after the account will be 3 months old, this pie will be available here for the 3 months of the time period. So what do we have here? You got another window, and this window is, of course, the trades window, and we are looking at the current month. You can take a look at the last 3 days, you can take a look at the current week, but let's stay with the current month. You can select the time period that you are interested in, like here as well. So all of the strategy trades information is basically displayed in this trades tab. Okay, the trades tab, of course, can be filtered based by the time frames, and below the features we can find the following trades statistics with the division to, of course, all trades, long trades, and the short trades. So all trades, long trades, and short trades. Net profit and statistics. Profit factor, as you can see with this strategy, this apparently this strategy is much more profitable with the short trades. It's 5 times higher, over 5 times higher, six times higher than the during the long times. Of course, the commission, you got max balance drawdown, as you can see, total trades this month, winning trades this month, largest winning trade. As you can see, this strategy makes much more money on short trades than on the long trades. And the losing trades, you got the largest losing trade, as you can see, almost no, a little bit more on the short side. Average trade, how many you make on the average trade? Total pins one, average pips one on average average position, and the average trade duration. 23 seconds is the average trade duration, and USD volume traded, as you can see, on short side 4.23 million, on long side 1.02 million. So the total amount traded on this account. Copious statistics chart displays the statistics of the strategy followers. So who is currently copying? What it means, the total amount of the followers copying the strategy at the moment, 439. All-time copiers 641, for example. Yeah, copying funds live, the number of funds being copied by the followers with live accounts at the moment, $77,796.47. Okay, and the active live copies is 55, and the active demo copies is 384. And of course, you got the symbols tab here, and the symbols tab lists all of the symbols of the current strategy is trading based on the closed positions. So while displaying the statistics for trades, for pips, for net profit, won and lost percentage within the corresponding columns. Of course, you can filter the list of symbols by standard time period. For example, you can have a current month. You can take a look at the previous, for example, month. Let's take a look at the previous month of the strategy. There you go. Or you can set the custom time period with the first and the last dates displayed. So you got positions, right? Positions from the last month. Of course, right now there is no current position because this is the previous month. Let's take a look at the current month. Nothing here, no open positions. Last 3 days, nothing. So that strategy doesn't trade, doesn't have any open positions right now. Of course, you got the history tab from the current month, so you can see what has been traded on this strategy. And of course, somewhere there, somewhere below, that's everything. However, you can have one more window. I have a module I didn't mention. This is the volumes, of course. So you got the total volume traded by the strategy, copied total volume, total, and on the live accounts, average volume traded by day 7.67 million, and average volume copied per day is 139 million. So this is the breakdown of the strategy statistics menu, as you can see here. So if now we know, okay, we just know what are the details of the statistics, right? That's the name of the statistics is swing is the king. So that's the name of the statistics, and you got the strategy the descriptions. Yeah, so this is the description of the strategy. If you want to right now, you know the specification of the strategy, you look at the details. Let's say you want to invest in the strategy, so you want to copy the strategies. Of course, you need to log into your cTrader to your account. You need to log into your to the client area. You need to create the demo or the live account, and then of course you can start investing in the strategies. Demo accounts deal with the virtual money only, but you can still use it for the copying live strategies if this is allowed by the strategy. Provider live accounts deal with the real money, but can also be used for copying the demo strategies. Usually, the ability to copy certain types of the strategies is regulated by the broker. So that's the general, basically rule. And by providing investors with two types of membership, this is the full membership FM, the full member broker, or so that means the traders with the full membership can copy any available strategies. And of course, there's the other types of the membership. Traders with the demo membership can copy only free of charge strategies, right? So as you can see, I can copy, for example, this one with no problem. But if I want to copy this one, I need to pay the fees. We'll talk about it in a minute. So I can copy this for free. For this one, I have to pay for, and this I can copy for free. So you might want to check your account membership before you can start investing in the strategy. So you can, of course, become a strategy provider. You don't have to copy the strategies. You can become a strategy provider. If you want to become a strategy provider, you can hover here, and of course click on these dots here, and you have the menu become strategy provider and create the investor link, for example, and that's the menu that is available here. So, but right now we will be talking about the how to copy the strategy, basically what is going on with the copying strategies. Please notice the fact that the demo strategies are being marked in blue. There's a blue icon here and blue icon here, and those are always free to copy, okay, as they deal with the virtual money only, of course. And the live strategies that are marked with the green live icon can be free as well. There you go. I was talking about it. There you go. This is the free icon, but usually fees set by strategy providers will be charged. As you can see, this one has a fees, right? So before you start copying, basically, okay, a live strategy, check the fees information that can be found on the start copying button here. So we got the MPNV. So what it means: management fee in percentage, of course, which is the annual percentage of investors' equity calculated daily and paid at the end of every month. Okay, that's easy. There's the P, performance fee. This is in percent, of course. This applies to the net profit using a high watermark model and is paid at the end of every month. So it's 30%. And the volume fee, which is based on the volume traded while copying the strategy, and charged by opening and closing each position. All right, so you got this fees that needs to be paid at the end of the every month. So basically, what are the steps to start copying the strategy? Well, to start copying, select the strategy. That's the first thing. So we talk about it. Select the strategy you would like to copy, and the start copying button to the right. For example, we are going to start to copy this strategy. Start copying for free. Okay. And the start copying window will pop up, and you have to select your account from the drop down menu and specify the amount of the funds to invest in the strategy by typing or using the toggles, right? So I will use the demo account. I can use the live account. I can use the other live account, but I will use the demo account. I will say, let's start slowly. For example, that's just the educational purpose only, 100. And as you can see, I cannot put 100 here. Why? And there's the explanation. The amount should be more than minimum investment. So let's just take a look here. The minimum investment is $500. So I cannot put the 100 here. So I will put 500 because those are the conditions. Please notice the fact that the performance fee is 0%, management fee is 0%, and the volume fee is 0% because this is a free strategy. Okay, so we got other things to be to get familiar with. Okay, so we got all the open positions of the strategy will be copied immediately, and your stop out might differ from the strategy provider's stop out. Okay, so please notice this. And equity stop loss is $50. This equity stop loss will be automatically applied to your copy trading account. And of course, remember you continue to be bound by the end user license agreement, which you agreed to previously, right? So if you click start copying button, the software will immediately start to copy the strategy from the strategy provider, right? So I will not click it because I will just add another strategy to my menu. So let's just cancel it. So the other thing we need to remember when you're choosing when we dealing with the with the copying section is to manage your copy trading account, right? So because when copying a strategy, a copy trading account can still be managed. Okay, so you can what it means, you can dynamically add or remove funds from it, set or remove a stop equity loss, or just stop copying, basically, right? So all of these options are available from the copy trading account setting button to the right of the copy trading account preview. So as you can see, if I click, for example, here, as you can see, I'm following this strategy, right? This is the strategy I'm following, different, right? And if you click here, for example, add funds, you will immediately add funds to your trading account. So you can do it dynamically. When copying the strategy, the funds can be added to the copy trading account anytime. Okay. You of course have to specify how much. If you click on it, you have to specify how much you want to add to this account. For example, you can add, for example, I don't know, $10, for example. Yeah, there you go. And please notice the fact that the existing positions can be charged, can be changed due to the recalculation of position size according to the updated equity to equity ratio. And this is of course something very important, because when you add some money to the account, for example, I will add right now $1,000. In that situation, my equity to equity ratio will be changed, and the existing positions basically can change as well. Okay, so if I click add funds, of course, I will add more funds to this strategy. And if you click here on this drop-down menu, you can remove funds, and the funds can be withdrawn from a copy trading account at any time, right? So you click here, remove funds, and the remove fund pop-up will show, and of course you can remove some amount of money, let's say. As you can see right now, when I specify the amount of funds I would like to remove from the copy trading account, these funds can be transferred back to the account that they were allocated from, right? So right now I cannot withdraw funds from my copy trading account because the amount of funds left is less than strategy minimum investments. Okay, so if I will withdraw anything from this account, eventually my initial condition is not met. So the minimum amount of the money that must be on this account is not met, which is why I cannot withdraw right now dynamically, right? So I cannot you know, get my money back on the account that the funds were transferred from. And this is the situation when I have to use something else. What should I use in that situation? Of course, I can, of course, do different thing. I can stop the strategy first and then remove funds. So what I do basically here is the stop copying button. There is a stop copying menu, or one of stop copying menu, and then as you can see, I can stop copying right now. Performance fee 0, management fee 0. My equity will be like that, and once I stop copying, all of the existing positions will be closed and all of the funds will be transferred from the copying account to the main account, and equity stop loss will be removed. So if I click here, I will stop copying, and then I will be able to withdraw remove the funds, withdraw the money, or I can set the equity stop loss. Okay, I can set the equity stop loss for more. For example, as you can see here, this option allows you to limit losses when you're copying the strategies. Right now, I don't want to have any greater loss than $50. I can, you know, set the equity stop loss to $500, for example, or I can decrease it. I can decrease it to 46, and then you can see this is below the condition that is specified by the strategy provider. So the amount should be more than 50. Okay, so I can do it like 55, for example, and that's fine. So you cannot lower the equity stop loss below the certain level, because then this strategy provider will not basically accept your equity stop loss level. So you need to most usually increase it. And if you click OK, I have increased it to 100 right now, and it's looking good, and the strategy is still of course working. So please notice that the equity stop loss for the copy trading account can be set at any time as well while you are copying. Of course, it allows the investor to limit losses when copying strategies, and once the equity drops below the specified level, the copying is stopped, and all of the open positions copied from the strategy are closed automatically. Okay, so that's, I think this is the obvious thing. If after removing the funds, the amount of the funds on your copy trading account is lower than the equity stop loss level you have set before, then the equity stop loss will be removed automatically as well. There's other function, of course, stop copying. I already showed you this one, but please remember that when you stop copying a strategy, all of the existing open positions for your copy trading account will be closed, and after the copying is stopped, all of the funds of the copying account will be automatically transferred to the main account. You don't have to do basically anything. Sometimes when you stop copying a strategy, the market can be closed for some of the copied positions. So please be aware of this one. In this case, of course, the copy trading account will obtain the stopping status, yeah, and will be highlighted within the gray indicator. Yeah, so if you that will be gray. So for certain markets, this option will not be allowed. For example, if you're trading usually stocks, and the status will be stopped, and when the certain markets will be open, the positions will be, of course, will be closed, fees will be charged, and the status will change to the stopped automatically. Okay, of course, the last thing is here for the copiers is view the investors link. So for example, this is my investors links. You can of course copy it and show it to anyone you want. So it's basically up to you. And the last thing is that you can delay the investors link. So basically, if you don't want to show it to anyone, or you don't need it, or you don't want to accidentally paste it somewhere, so of course you can cancel it. There's one thing that is not being showed here. So maybe I will just show it for the educational purposes. I will stop copying everything. And as you can see, there you go. The deposit successful. Money has been with my money has returned to the account, and then you got the button that has changed here to restart copying. Okay, so you can restart copying a strategy at any time, as long as it is still being provided by for copying by the strategy provider. Of course, to restart the strategy, you click on this button, and you got the restart copying pop-up. If you have enough funds in your copy trading account, then just click basically restart copying, and the copying will start again. And if your copy trading account balance is lower than the strategy minimum investment, then you will not be able to restart copying, and it will be suggested to you to add fund first. So the menu, the pop-up menu will basically come up saying funds required to restart copying, needed, and add funds and stuff like this. So you know how to do it exactly. The special windows will pop up, and you will follow the instructions. So you will be able to add more funds to your strategy. So I have stopped my strategy from being copied. You can right now remove funds. Yeah, if you click remove funds, of course you can manually remove funds, but there's nothing to remove because I stopped following this strategy. And there's a few more things you can do here with your basically with your, as you can see, with your strategy that you are following. You can take a look at the positions, you can take a look at the history, you can take a look at the transactions, right? And you can take a look at the fees, you can take a look at the summary of the ROI, and you can, of course, change your mind, or maybe rethink your attitude toward this strategy, if you want to restart the copying or not. So that's basically up to you. Okay, so that's the copying. This is how to copy the strategies. This is how to use this menu here to copy any of the strategies. And what else I can show you now is, of course, this is only the point of view of someone who wants to copy. Someone who wants to copy the strategies. And of course, there is other option. The other option is to become a strategy provider, right? So because all of the traders with a cTrader account can become a strategy provider to share trading strategies and charge fees from all of the investors. Let me just take a look if there are any questions before we will go to the strategy, to how to become the strategy provider. Let me just exit the full screen mode and go here. I don't think that, no questions there. Okay, fine. Let's go back. Very well. So the strategy providing option is available from the trader account profile. So you can basically become a strategy provider anytime you want. But note a very important thing: the traders with the hedging accounts only can provide the strategies for copying. Providing strategies is impossible for the netting account. So that's just a notice in the background to make sure that you can do it. You can always take a look here, and you can take a look here, and you can see this is TopFX demo. This is hedging and this is hedging. So I can provide my strategies on this account for copying. Demo is hedging as well. Not a problem. I'm the full member. To become a strategy provider, you need to select the account from the account list on the left, and basically what you do is you click on it. Providers with the full membership can charge the investors with the live account for copying the strategies, and the providers with the demo membership can only provide free of charge strategies. That's basically obvious, but I think I have to say it. So the ability to the ability to copy certain types of strategies is also regulated by the by the specific market conditions, whether you have the demo or the live account. So check your account membership before you can start providing the strategy. So what you need to do is click here, for example, on your demo account. You click on the dots, become a strategy provider menu pops in. You click on this, and of course you have the menu that you need to you have the window that you have to fill up. So the strategy name, let's say demo 1, for example. I don't know, I'm just making it demo 1. Not very encouraging, but here it is. The conditions you need to set are the minimum investment, let's say $100, allow copying for live and demo. I got no problem with this. However, you can change it only for live, or if you like. Visibility, should it be visible for everyone, or for the traders with the invitation link, right? So if you want the traders with the invitation link only, so that's why you create the link to your account. So maybe you don't want to show it everywhere over the internet, only for the specified group of people. So then you create the investors link, and that's why only those people with the link can see it. And of course, show positions to everyone, or only to my copiers, or to no one. So no one will be able to see your positions. I would like to be 100% transparent. I will show my positions to everyone. There you go. And you need to put some kind of a description of your strategy. So let's say my description is 100% technical analysis. There you go. This is my very short description of my strategy here. And as you can see, if you want to say anything else, for example, there's a visibility conditions demo 1. There you go. Become a strategy provider. You click on this button right here, and then you right now become a strategy provider. So if you want to find your strategy, you need to do demo 1. If you can find the demo 1, that would be just awesome. There you go. This is my my strategy right now, and as you can see, I'm the strategy provider. Someone can click on the start copying button and start to of course copying my strategy. Right now, okay, this is it. And right now, if you click on these 3 dots here, you can stop providing the strategy. So the strategy will be stopped, of course. And if you want to change something in your strategy, you click on the strategy settings, and there you go. You can change some of your details. As you can see here, you can change the minimum investment strategy and the visibility for everyone, or for investors with the link. If you would like to change the fees or visibility, right, then of course while providing a strategy, you have to stop it first. So you need to basically do okay, save the changes, and now you need to stop providing the strategy. if you click stop providing the strategy, there you go. The strategy is no longer for copying, right? So this menu comes back to the usual menu, and you can of course amend your you can reset providing strategy exactly, and with the copying you can remove the strategy from the list, then it will never be found, or you can click the strategy settings, and then you can of course change the things here again. So because I'm using the demo account right now, there is no fees here, right? There is no volume fee, there is no performance fee, there is no management fee. Usually, if there would be a live account, there will be another menu here for the fees. Okay, so that's obviously that's the same situation here. If you want to change the fees, you have to stop the strategy, then click the strategy settings, and then of course change the fees and change the volume or management or performance fee as you wish. So what you can do here when you to manage the strategy, you can change the strategy name. You can you can change this kind of a things if you like to, and if you do it on the live account, of course, for example this one. However, this is the live account with no history. However, if you click on the live account, for example, I have showed you the demo account, but if you click on the live account, and of course you click become a strategy provider, so everything what I just told you about is here. So you got, for example, I don't know, live one, for example. Yeah, that was demo one. This is live one. Minimum investment $100. Volume fee, let's say it's, I don't know, volume fee can be at 5, for example. And then performance fee is 0, and management fee, for example, is 0. Account for fees is the account to deposit fees and commissions paid by the followers. So this is the other account I choose. This is my other account. I chose that, not a problem. The same account can be used as a strategy provider and to collect the fees from the followers. You need to have the two different ones, and then of course the other settings are visibility, yeah, as I showed you just a minute ago, and then we got description 100% technical analysis, for example, and just educational purposes only. So you got the 100% technical analysis. Become strategy provider button. I just click on it, and as you can see, I got my strategy ready to copy. And of course, as it was before, you got all of these details we talk about when we were talking about the copying the strategy. Everything exactly the same details are here, because that's the another strategy to basically to copy, right? Name, all-time ROI, pips, copier, strategy, age. As you can see, I just created it. All of these details and statistics and the charts that you need, including the performance pie chart is, sorry, volume breakdown pie chart is here. No need to explain it once again. It's exactly the same, but from the point of view of the strategy provider. If you change the strategy settings, of course, you can do it. However, as I said, volume, performance, and management fee can be changed only when you stop to provide the strategy. So you click on the big red button, you stop providing the strategy, and now you can, of course, restart providing strategy again, or see the strategy settings and then change, for example, volume fee from 0, and let's say you want to see the management fee 50%. Should be less than 10. So it's a 10, let's say, I don't know, 5% management fee per year. Okay, so that's my setting, my new setting. I can save and restart to provide the strategy, and as you can see, it works as a charm, not a problem. I'm providing my strategy again with a different performance settings. So right now, my fee is just for the it's just a 5% management fee. Okay, so let me just maybe elaborate a little bit more about how this fees are being basically calculated, because that might be interesting for both for the investors and for the strategy provider. So depending on what strategy provider wishes, right, to charge for his strategy, the cost of any strategy may vary, of course, right? So some might not charge anything, because as I said, they provide free strategies, and some may charge performance fee, management fee, and volume fee in any combination, depending on what they think their strategy is worth, and what they think the providers should pay for it. Before an investor starts copying a strategy, he can check the fees he's going to pay on the start copying button, right? So right now, let me just go back to the strategy providers, as you can see here. And if you have a start copying button, again, we got the management, the performance, and the volume fees. Of course, management fees are periodic payment that the follower pays to the strategy provider, regardless of the strategy performance. Okay, the management fee is set by the strategy provider as an annual percentage of the follower's equity, but may not exceed 10% of the investor's equity. It is accrued and daily and charged at the end of the calculation period, first of each month. It's also charged when a follower removes funds or stop copying the strategy. Performance fee. The performance fee is the percentage of the total net profit generated by a strategy on the copy trading account and may not exceed 30%. It's subject to a high water mark, and it's paid at the end of each month of copying, so a follower never pays twice for the same performance. If an investor copies several strategies, the performance fee calculation is applied to each dedicated copy trading account independently. It also charged when a follower removes funds or stops copying the strategy. And the volume fee is the amount up to $10. Okay, an investor pays per 1 million volume copied. Okay, it's calculated per site and added to each position. It means that if strategy provider charges, for example, let's find some example how much he charged. 0 0 0 0 0. Okay, no one wants to give a good example, so let's say $10 per million. Okay, strategy provider charge $10 per million, and you copy a trade for 1 million of the US dollar to the Japanese yen, for example. Then you will pay to your strategy provider $10 on the opening of the position and $10 on the closing of the position. So the volume fee is charged only in case of the provider's trading actions, and it's not charged in the case of the provider's balance operation, for example, deposit or withdrawal. Okay, so that must be very clear here. And this is from the investor point of view. I think that, of course, the fees are very important part of the choosing the strategy to copy. And one more thing I would like to mention is that for the strategy provider, so of course, it depends on what strategy provider considers his strategy is worth and what he thinks the other investors would be willing to pay for it. He can set the fees for copying. Technically, a provider might set zero for all the fees for any of his strategies, live or demo, so that his strategy followers won't be charged and the strategy will be marked as free, of course. But when a trader becomes a strategy provider, he is allowed to set 3 types of fees: management fee, the performance fee, and the volume fee. And the fees are paid to the strategy providers in the form of a deposit from the broker to one of the providers' accounts. Okay, so you need to have another account for the deposits and the fees. Such deposits are identified as the strategy copying fees and are automatically converted to the provider's account currency. So it doesn't matter what currency is the other account. The volume fee will be charged to the follower when these are executed, but it will be deposited to the provider's account along with the performance fee or with the management fees, and all of the fees and commissions paid by the followers are deposited on the provider's account by the separate transactions per each follower. So when the fees are deposited to the provider's account, the strategy provider will automatically receive the email with a detailed description of the fees paid by the strategies. And the copy trading commission is the sum of all free fees charged from all of the followers. So this is the last thing I would like to mention regarding the fees. I hope everything right now is clear, and I hope that you are much more educated regarding the copy trading feature within the cTrader, both from the side of the investor point of view, let's say, from the investor side and from the strategy provider side. So there is nothing else to do for us now but to either copy some strategy or start to providing our own strategy for other traders to copy. I hope that everything is clear during this webinar. Let me just take a look if there are any questions. I don't see any questions. I don't see anyone asking anything, so I hope that everything is okay, and you are now be able to use the copy trading in TopFX much more fluently, and it makes much more sense. You find it much more constructive, much more usable. Right now, it doesn't matter if you become a strategy provider or you become an investor and start to copying some other strategies. I think both of these options are both valuable and worth checking exactly on the cTrader platform in TopFX. So because there is no questions, so that's everything from me for today. Thank you very much for watching this webinar, and I hope we will meet again next time. So take care, happy trading, and see you next time. Bye bye.